Welcome back, everyone. Teehashee here with our RogueTech gameplay commentary. Just looking at the Argo, getting a good feel for pretty much for the first time. We got our very first ship upgrade done. That would be the repair scaffolding. And we're probably looking at doing structural repairs next because we can't get much else done without a structure and a power system refit. Basically everything is a mess. So we'll go ahead and get work started. Look at the hiring hall. Good idea. In this game, unlike MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries, you can run a lot of pilots because it has advantages outside of combat, interestingly enough. You can get special events. Your pilots may have skills that you lack or that your lance lacks, and you get a little bit of extra flavor by hiring people. And so we're here shuffling through people. You can kind of tell who you're getting by this information over here. So, Oregon Commoner, Merchant, Ship Crew, you know, it's about what you would expect to find out here. Canopian Commoner, Technical School, probably not a bad pick. Don't really have too many tech gurus. But you want to keep your eyes on this since in MechWarrior 5 your pilots have sort of an upper potential which they can reach, and the max for the best pilots is 60, but you get many pilots that are beneath that. So you're cycling through pilots, but you really don't ever need any more than 5 or 6 just to keep your company going. In this game, you can have way more than that, and realistically need more than that just because injuries take a long time, especially early in the game, and your pilots can max out from day one as long as you keep training them. So it's not even that negative a deal to get your pilots to do that. In fact, many of your pilots spend time running sitting idle, and the training modules. I think I mentioned, or I may have mentioned earlier, that I was leaning on the training modules a lot my earlier playthroughs. Maybe not so much for this one. I'm going to be pickier, but still, having those training modules going, keeping your guys leveling up to keep them at pace with the rest of your crew, even if you're not putting them into combat, is a great idea. And that was a great idea from a gameplay standpoint. If you think Pokemon, EXP share mechanic to help you level your guys is a big advantage. Anyway, didn't really see anyone too incredibly fascinating. We have Canopian Nobility Officer Training School, probably the best pick out of the lot, and she's just like us, so she's not really filling a niche in the crew. Canopian Nobility, that's us. Officer Training School, you know, we're the commander. Might not have had straight up OTS, something I can figure out from headcanon. We'll figure that out later, though. Okay. we're looking at this raiding party mission. It's the last mission we can do on this planet before we move on. Something to consider. You may not agree, but 2.5 skulls are the hardest missions in the game. Mostly because you underestimate what you can do every time you see a 2.5 skull mission. If it's 2 skulls, you can probably do it, right? 1.5 skulls, anything like that, you can probably do it. If it's 3 skulls, you know to take it, seriously, in the sense that you should be fielding heavy mechs for 3 skulls. At least one, right? 2.5 skulls, it's just like you don't know what's gonna happen. I remember a 2.5 skull mission that I did, that turned into 3 lances, so that's 12 mechs. All lances were pristine, and that is no damage at the start of the mission. And the final lance turned out to be something like Kentaro, Shadowhawk, and 2 trebuchets, and that's that's a solid lance for me to field, and they are fielding in that at the end of the mission when you're already damaged. So anyway, we're gonna take it on, but mark my words, right? Bad things can happen on 2.5 skull missions. Glitch is all ready to go. Probably going to put Glitch in the Centurion now that she's got her breaching shot, and Decker can take the Kentaro. He's going to get coolant dump anyway, so it makes more sense for him to be in there. And I think we're ready to go. We're fighting in the Highlands. We're jump capable for the most part. I shouldn't say for the most part. We could actually stand to be more jump capable. In fact, we might flip some of this around and address that issue. Firepower of the Centurion is the same, though it has the heat efficiency. The thing that Blackjack has is the mobility. The Blackjack is quite frail, though, and incapable of indirect fire. I think just to field this slightly heavier, I mean, it's not really heavier because we traded a 45 for a 45, but the Blackjack has much less armor than the Vindicator. Okay, I think we're gonna give it a try. You can just tell that I don't wanna try this mission yet, but we'll see. Maybe we'll get lucky, right? It is RogueTech. Last mission of the planet. I typically leave. It's opposite from MechWarrior 5. So in this one, I leave the hardest for last, just because on easier missions, as long as you're not damaging your mechs, you can just get back into a mission and go, 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 go. In MechWarrior 5, it's the other way around. Like, if you're going to get damaged, you might as well get damaged taking on the big stuff, especially if you're going to leave the system afterwards. Maximize on that flight time while you're getting repaired. So in MechWarrior 5, I kind of do it the opposite way around. Take on those big contracts first, knock them out, and if you're good afterwards, if it's not too big a deal, do the other ones. So that's a full lance of medium mechs, and it looks like they got a quick draw with them. So that's if we fight 3 lances and this is our first lance, we're boned, right? I mean, it's not to say that it's hopeless. It's that we have to play really well and have the numbers on our side. which is kind of like being boned, you know. Not You want to have advantages on your side that go beyond uh, hoping the RNG is on your side. Let's see. Pretty much gonna keep Decker as much as possible where he can stay cool until he runs out of rockets. Another fairly serious consideration for this mission is our longevity or lack thereof. We're gonna keep... Sorry, I'm tempted to keep jumping with my Shadowhawk because it's the same amount of evasion, and back in the good old days, you could sensor lock on the first turn. And in this one, I'm pretty sure they fixed it, so you can't pull that nonsense anymore. I'm just gonna keep doing this. Usually when I split the lance like this, the missile boats run into the reinforcements, and it's a sad time. Feels bad. Okay. So you can see there that I jumped in, but it did not give me the sensor lock option. Which is fine. Again, they did it to keep the, like, this isn't technically in combat. The combat interface opens at the top of the screen, so to give the player that little extra advantage is slightly unfair. So here we go. Pristine mechs. I already want to run away. Couple 2H's. The good news is at least that it's a planetary government mission, and you get the oh, this one has the PPC on it. Good thing you missed it. Planetary government mission, you basically get the option to peace out and say, you know, you're still just the planetary government, and I'm not getting my people killed over your politics, because they don't have a reputation bar. So if you go, not too many serious consequences. We didn't bother with the sensor lock there, just one evasion. I think I explained that in a previous video. So here comes our quick draw. It's a mech hunter, so not much it can do. Until the reinforcements come, we'll just leave our guys. That wasn't the best decision because I could have split the shot. I forgot that Glitch had breaching shot, and it would have been slightly better. I mean, it worked out. I got lucky enough, but there's probably someone in there going, no, you have 2 targets and she has breaching shot. No. So anyway, I didn't see it. I'll remember it later. We're going to try and stack up as much damage on the Shadow Hawk at range as we can, and then we're going to get our Vindicator in a flanking position. She's going to be, Behemoth is going to be doing a lot of jumping back and forth, managing heat more than anything. Got a couple free-ish shots in here. Not gonna spare my missiles. Big thing in, I mean, it's still wisdom for MechWarrior 5, but big thing in BattleTech in particular is don't save your missiles, kids, unless it's a missile boat. Like, unless it only has missiles on it. Don't save your missiles. You're just gonna get ammo racked when you've got 2 missiles left in the box, and it makes you look silly, and no one likes to look silly. Instead, shoot your missile boats empty, move them in after that to short range combat, and use your lasers. But this is the basic strategy when you're using a scout. We're gonna hope, for the most part, that they shoot at the scout. She shot and hit with the cicada. Not a bad scout mech, the cicada, especially with the PPC on it, since you can kind of pick away at long range. The only thing that it really lacks is what am I trying to say? Jump jets. There we go. And armor. I mean, it's still cicada, right? So we're going to make a maneuver a bit like this. The reason why we would do that is, I mean, I still got to decide. It's not the best ever shot. But anyway, the reason why we do that is to keep them shooting at the Shadow Hawk. One more would be a bit better shot. It's our turn to move. We might as well take it. Yeah, so here this is the 5A, and this is a scary mech. If for some reason in the middle of the fight enemies show up, we're just gonna have to back out. Because SRM4, 6 medium lasers, like, that's enough. That's a mech hunter build, right? It's also a pretty strong cavalry build, and a build that isn't too different from what I would run on the mech anyway, except it's going to be too hot. Here he comes. Just took an opening shot because I built all that evasion, which is fine. Better to do that with the SRMs though, but he hit it, so who cares? Who might have an opinion on that? And as much as possible, we are going to be playing to win, playing for kills and not for salvage on this mission. Mostly because if we dink around and pull our punches, bad things are going to happen to us. I know it. As much as possible, we want to maintain that direct line of fire. Okay, so we got our opportunity to start splitting our fire. We're going to give him the LRMs, him the laser. I'm tempted to start shooting at the cicada mostly because it is frail. And we got 3 different things we can shoot. Why not go crazy? Put that on B. Put that on C, since we're stacking a little bit of instability. So we got some hits in. But yeah, as you can see, this lance, same in MechWarrior 5, except it'd be slightly easier because we're aiming our own shots. But yeah, this lance is plenty threatening as is. Like, I'm going to have to be very careful just to make sure bad things don't happen to us. I might entice them to shoot at the Vindicator. Can I get 2 at least? And try and leg this cicada right here. Still not producing too much heat. Probably let Teehashee take 1 more shot and continue stacking damage on this cicada. It's a pretty solid shot on the correct side of the mech, so we'll just go for it. Might continue to capitalize on that. They're still missing. Probably time to move him though. Just to continue forcing this quick draw to close. Hopefully we can get in there and shoot him in the butt. Or do something like that. There's the melee attack. It's kind of too early to be pulling that shit though. They're gonna tear us apart if we do that, especially since they also have their own Shadowhawks, which they could definitely educate us in the art of using. So can't really get that perfect shot in. But we can also shelve the EC2. Yeah, I just don't think there's another way to make that happen. There it is. We've got a lot of instability up there, but again, we want them to shoot at the Shadowhawk. And if they have to take it seriously that I'm going for the flank. Oh, this is straight up on the rear armor. We might get a kill here. It'd be some luck. Yeah, that's kind of more like it. Getting that leg in there. We'll try and finish him with the Centurion. That looks like a direct shot. Nice wide. Damage profile. 43 damage. All we have to do is hit with the large, or with the AC-5. The large laser's not enough. We're gonna shoot everything though. We're not screwing around here. We need less stuff to fight. Okay, and we've still got a mech on retainer, probably to keep shooting at the Shadowhawk. We can go ahead and jump. Behemoth in, keep this sort of C shape going, and we're not going to do too much beyond blasting him with the SRMs, because we're gonna need Vindicator, or sorry, well, that's a cool name too, but we're gonna need Behemoth to do a flank at least once, I'm sure. There are the jump jets on the quick draw, very impressive. Boom, 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 lots of misses. And as you can see, the quick draw took the bait, so he's sort of in the clinch. Right now, they're probably assuming that we're going to attack the Shadow Hawk. And we probably will not. Instead, I'll probably open this back up and look at how much heat he produced to do that alpha strike. Speaking of alpha strikes, mostly we want to take out wipe off evasion, but if we do damage, we also do damage. Side shots on the mech like this. It's weird in this game because, so it's supposed to be kind of like tank combat. And in tank combat, you know, you want your tank facing the enemy because your frontal armor is thicker and your profile is also smaller, right? When you think of a tank, you've got a smaller box to shoot at, looking straight at the tank than at the broadside. In this, since it's basically human-shaped, most mechs are basically human-shaped, you actually have a narrower profile to shoot at from the side. But you look at how much more you can focus damage, you're basically focusing damage on 3 areas instead of any potential area by shooting at the side. So in this game, shooting at the side of the mech is a great idea, because as long as you hit it all, you're doing more focused damage. Alright, here's Shadowhawk doing Shadowhawk things. He did his thing, like misses autocannon 5, so that's basically all of his damage. We might do our glitch silliness here. Especially because they're wiping off a lot of damage. Okay, so probably gonna throw the AC5. It's the thing we want to miss the least with, so we'll probably throw it at C. We're gonna do the missiles on A, which means Shadowhawk B is getting the, whoops, the large laser. Alright, I think we're ready. Throwing missiles just because of evasion. Not a bad shot there either. And the AC5, it's a hit. Okay. Shadowhawk doing Shadowhawk things. Great. We're still on this planet though. We can buy a pilot. She's got a lot of health though. She's a big girl. She can take it. Can't quite clear him, which is fine. We're gonna just... We've been stacking all this damage on the side. We might as well keep it up. It must have been a rocket or some sort of small damage that she took. I don't know. So it's still armored on that side. We'll probably go for the big smash. Especially because now that they're fully engaged, it's going to be very tempting to shoot at these targets that can't stack evasion, really. And if they do, that's fine, but we want to punish them for not shooting at the Shadowhawk. In all reality, it's a scout mech, so they're all going to turn around and shoot at it at the same time, and we're going to look very silly. Like this. Gonna have another chance with the Shadowhawk, and we're gonna keep it up. We don't really care about cover. Let's see if we can get that perfect shot, because we're gonna use our precision shot on it. There we go. Interesting that they're still shooting at the Vindicator. It's not necessarily bad news. I won't even move the Vindicator because she's still got some evasion. But it is a surprise that they're doing that instead of focusing on some kind of easier target. I don't really have a good shot on the quick draw, but it doesn't matter because it's still got all of its defenses up. So we can do multi-shot. Multi-shot just gives you options. And it's also where that's actually a piloting skill, where it's like, of course you would shoot at different targets if you could, and everyone can. So why is that weird? Probably gonna go with this just to maybe get that leg. It's still, that Shadowhawk still has some evasion, but we're gonna see. We're getting pretty close to the knockdown. Probably gonna get it. Yeah, we had a miss in there. No big deal. They're shooting at the Kintaro. But this is again, strategically speaking, it's not the worst time to have them be shooting at the Kintaro. This is just fine. Oh, that's an alpha strike. I think we'll just let him do it to it. So there's our knockdown. Stack some more injury on that pilot, and question is it crazy flanking time, or what I kind of like to do it's probably smartest to keep these guys busy, because what the quick draw will most likely do is stand up and try and attack the blah blah blah, the Shadow Hawk, either with a melee attack or whatever it can, just because it's an easy shot for it and it's dying. So they're gonna try and get some good out of it before it's out of the match. So we'll do this. Ooh, there's an ammo explosion. Surprise. It has its jump jet still, so let's see what play it goes for. It's gonna walk. Yeah, that heat from your Alpha Strike. Shooting at the Vindicator again. You are the worst. I'm assuming you're the commander because they gave you a nice mech, but you're the worst. I haven't forgot about the potential for reinforcements. Might still, even though it's utter cowardice, might still retreat, despite, even at this point, despite winning. Okay, question is who do we want to kill? Our Shadowhawk is standing stock still, with his pants down. So it's pretty tempting to give it to him. That's probably what we're going to do. We'll just do it with the Centurion, though. We could hit him harder with one of these other mechs, but they have evasion. So... man, that was... what a disaster. Okay, so we're going to give B the LRM and the AC5. There we go. Or the AC5 and the large laser. Shadowhawk melee potential doesn't drop even if you knock its arms off. Oh, speaking of which. Yeah. Ouch. Weird. In a leg. It's time to move, definitely. Probably just gonna Alpha Strike this guy again. I'm tempted to aim for center of mass, but there's so much damage on this mech already it almost doesn't matter, and we'll probably want the precision strike later. Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. We're working on it. Okay. No real need to protect Behemoth because they've picked their target. It's the Kentaro. So we're gonna go for this kill shot. I know everyone was going, I didn't need to precision strike there, but you want to be sure, and we're still not sure about reinforcements. Hopefully not, but you just never know. Well, you're gonna jump. I mean, that is funny. We're gonna have to repair anyway. That's the thing to do. Surprise. He's like, oh, oh. Shooting at the Centurion, not wise. Alright, hopefully we can... I'm pretty sure we can, actually. Just smash the Shadowhawk before it becomes an issue. The Vindicator has the damage for it. I told you we would need her to make one flanking attack. Shot went wide. Kind of depressing. Doesn't really matter though because we took out that initiative. It should be a knockdown. Duh. Alright. Multi-target. Huge feature of this mission. What's the lesson of the day, kids? Multi-target. Should have decent shots. Keep firing at this leg. If I was a cynical human being, I'd wait for him to stand back up to leg him again. But realistically, I said we're playing to win, and we really should be. I don't think he gets to get back up this turn. No, it's just me. Stomp on his face. Alright, well, this turn will be our turn to pub stomp this guy, so... Pub stomp on Dubspool. There goes the leg. No mercy. If he stands back up, we're just going to punch him in the face again. There we go. Let's get out of here. Alright, so we lucked out that there wasn't reinforcements in any capacity. Probably got another Shadowhawk out of it. Let's see. Not quite. Plus crit medium laser. Oh yeah, we did get the Shadowhawk out of it. We had a piece kicking around. That's what I thought. I just couldn't quite remember. Got that piece of the cicada, which is exciting. I like that cicada. It's got a smaller engine in it, which is, I mean, I like the cicada because it's a ship mech though, so there we go. So what we will probably do is put the Jenner away. That does sound wimpy though, but we're literally using the Shadowhawk. We're not even using the Jenner right now. We're gonna, once we can field one of each class, we will. But for right now, no. Okay. repair our Kentaro and do the refit. One thing, so you see this SRM ammo and an SRM2. That's hilarious. Entire ton of SRM ammo for one SRM2. MechWarrior 5 introduced the concept of the half rack of ammo, and that's great. That was a good design choice when they decided to do that. Interesting that you have 3 ballistic slots here. So you could throw 3 AC2s on this thing. I've never done anything like that before because it's silly. But interesting that you could do it, but you can't throw 3 machine guns on it because of the way the support system works in this game. So that's a bit of a shame. Do some AC2 ammo. Definitely have not been having ammo problems on the Shadowhawk. You just punch things. Who needs ammo? Give them the punch. Don't have any more small lasers. Oh no, we're still on ammo is why. There we go. We got small lasers for days. And SRM2. We could just stick the SRM4 on it. There we go. Need a ton of SRM ammo. Oh yeah, this thing's got heat sinks on it. We're taking those off. Like, look at this. Jets. And are we there? Armor. Looks like we're there. There we go. Take a little bit of rear armor off. Rear armor is more important in this game than MechWarrior 5. You can go extremely thin since you manage it yourself on rear armor in MechWarrior 5. But in this one, you need some rear armor because the AI is quite a bit better and they go for flanks a lot. Because that's smart. Go for flanks, kids. Just giving it a final look over. This does not have an upgrade system in it like MechWarrior 5 does, which is kind of a shame. The upgrade system is really neat, makes individualizing mechs a lot more fun, but not the end of the world either. Okay. Looks like we know what we're doing. We've got 2 injured folks, but I don't think... There we go. I don't think we'll do anything about it for now, because it'll probably be 15 days flight over there anyway. I'm not going to do... I think both... Yeah, both of these are weldry. And it's a 18-day flight. Interesting. That's an assassination mission at 2.5 skulls. I mean, that could still go very wrong. This is a capture base. It's on Tundra versus Highlands. Tempting, though. Build our heavy mechs. Pretty much a must at this point. We'll go for it. We got lucky. Who's to say we won't get lucky again, right? That's how luck works. We'll also get over there to Weldry and we'll check the store, see what's going on. Pay our bills. This system here is really nice. They don't bother with that at all in MechWarrior 5. Maybe it's a little bit more difficult in MechWarrior 5. If I think about it, I might cut them that break. But this system where it looks at all of your costs over time and estimates how much further you can fly before you run out of money is much better, because there are lots of times where you're doing your finances in MechWarrior 5 and you shuffle some things around and suddenly you're out of money. Like you upgrade your mechs and it's like, oh, well, that's great. This mech is going to be amazing in 108 days and you have $500,000 left. Okay. Structural repair still underway. Behemoth still healing. Everything should be done by the time we get there, though. Cosmetically, the ship will change, which is very cool. Super tasteful. See, look. We don't have those sort of red exposed areas where you get the impression that this thing is just sort of spewing radiation out into space. Something akin to Subnautica. So let's look at our ship upgrades. We're going to be doing power next. This is like upgrading the Argo is like priority #1 for a lot of your, even more than like throwing money at mech parts. Salvage your mechs and repair the Argo. Let's just say not yet. Seven days until the conduits are ready. We'll look at the hiring hall really quick. Ooh, she's too good. Or he, I can't tell. They're too good. MRB rating of 200 or higher. I don't even know what our MRB rating is. It's getting close. Like maybe if we do a couple of contracts here, we could get up there. I guess we'll look at that later. All of our boys are healed. We're looking for that coolant dump for Behemoth. Decker's still gonna climb towards coolant dump as well. It's for balance, but it's a shame that you can't pick just these low tier abilities because they're all stronger than the high tier abilities. Like they should have been switched around, but they tried. I'm talking like I know what I'm saying, but they did so much balancing stuff for the pilots to try and get them to feel right. So it's a load of hooey for me to talk like that. They were working on it. Okay, that's about right. We check the store. Archer pieces, awesome pieces. The awesome is sort of historically cheap mech, inexpensive mech, I should say. So, and it's represented here. Like, you look at the price of one chunk of Archer versus one chunk of Awesome, and for an extra 10 ton, get something out that's in the Assault class, you definitely feel like I could spring for the Awesome. Enforcer pieces, lots of them. It's good early mech. I like the Enforcer. I switch it around. I take off its small laser. Uh, Give it an AC5 instead of an AC10 because the similar range profile, and then up armor it, leave its jump jets on, and turn it into a sniper. This is the one that we have parts for already. So we might keep that in our back pocket, that they've got a chunk of the 5A. It's got so many heat sinks. It still can't keep cool with jump jets at least. Alright, let's do this thing. Doing this Highlands assassination mission. My only concern is that the Centurion won't be able to keep up. Because it's a bad mech. In the lore, since we well, let's see, who all we talked about so far. We did the Blackjack, we did the Shadowhawk, we did the Vindicator. Have we spoken about the Centurion yet? No. I guess next story mission we'll talk about the Centurion. We'll talk about how it's slow, thinly armored, and has a terrible weapon loadout. That'll be fun. Everyone likes hearing about mechs being bad, right? We'll bring it for this one. I could have brought the other Shadowhawk. That might have been smart, better option. Reason for my concern is in assassination missions, unlike MechWarrior 5 and this one, if the assassination target starts getting dunked on, they bolt sometimes, and if they get to their evac zone, they'll get out of there, which is a neat mechanic. But if your mechs can't keep up with that, like if you come up against a quick draw or a Kentaro or something like that, it can be a problem. So let's see what we got. Pretty sure that's a grasshopper. Oof. That's a real mech. 70 tons. 70 tons of jump jets and hate. Basically, a Black Knight that can fly. I'm exaggerating a little bit. The Black Knight is quite a bit better than a Grasshopper, but Grasshopper has its virtues. So we're in water. It's just as good to jump as walk. These guys are going to sprint. Centurion's going to do what it calls sprinting. Wipe out this support lance. It's going to take us a minute to get back there. And they're going to come to us, which is ideal because they're pretty close to the evac zone if there is one on this map, which is towards the end of this valley. No, don't do that. I'll just select you like this. Alright. Jump right into these guys' teeth. They're damaged, which is great news because we're still stuck out in the water and we're going to have to just be dumping everything into these guys to keep them from walking over the top of us, which is what they will sorely want to do. I think we'll set up something like this C shape. It gives our rear guard an opportunity to switch sides and walk back and forth. Okay, they fell back, interestingly enough, but we've got a great scout, so we don't care. Looks like we can make this play, wave our fannies at him a little bit. Jaeger mech. Well, that's public enemy number 1. It's standing stock still, so I guess we're just gonna shoot at it. Hopefully we'll get an ammo explosion. Crab, hey. Nice shooting. Crab is a very solid mech. Obviously, its Star League era version is better, but not that much better, right? It's still 2 large lasers on a mech that can go 81 kph, and you really don't need to ask much more from a mech than that. It's doing, especially when you have cool abilities in this game like breaching shot, put it in the hands of that pilot, and they can sort of float around the periphery and make the bad guys look silly. We're just going to keep dumping everything into this Jaeger mech, hoping that something will break before it gets a chance to shoot. There's something broke. Let's see. Sorry, just checking. It's, if you're looking straight down the mech, it's very easy to mistake a straight line of fire for an arc. I do that all the time. Not such a big deal because she can shoot at other people, but still. Okay. Thunderbolt. Wow, heavy mechs. Not even just a few of them. Like, it's lucky that they aren't pristine because they outgun us highly. He got way too close, probably for the sake of firing his medium lasers. But like, if it had been me and I walked into that situation, I'd have turned around and ran that thing away. They know that I'm shooting at it. Best to stack that evasion and also get that mech out of danger. But it's not me playing for their team, so they took some shots at me, so I'll back off, try and tempt them to overextend. I say that like I'm smart, but they still have the capacity to just walk over the top of us. They've got the sustain, they've got the heavy mechs. They could do it. I think we'll just take the shot. Stray shot, very funny. It's actually a new mechanic, wasn't always in the game. I think they'll shoot at the Vulcan Vindicator, sorry, which is fine. She's in her element, quite literally. And if they're shooting at our beefy boys, we really don't care. We can make that jump, which is a cool flank. It's just heat that we're worried about. So we'll probably do something like this instead. Because we're gonna have to be pressing this attack just as hard as we can until something falls over. And this thing just isn't quite ready yet. I might request a center a mass shot. No. We're looking right at the side like we want to, so we'll just shoot at the side like we're good kids. Okay. This also kind of fits like what you would expect from the Directorate, to have access to mechs like this. Like Oregon Guard mechs, they're heavy, they're intimidating, but they're not in the best shape. Alright, let's go for this kill shot. There we go. Thunderbolt's next, right within the range profile. Yeah. Here he comes. He gave us everything. Yeah. We're gonna hop the Vindicator out of there next turn. Yeah, I know. Well, they keep shooting at our frontline kids, which I can't really complain. We still have evasion stacked on him. We might just have him sit there. Doing this sort of C shape, walking back and forth like we said we would. There's a headshot. Probably, I mean, we're in kind of no mercy mode though, so probably not going to be a factor in combat here. That was pretty real damage. Need a straight shot. Not too worried about walking these guys up, because if they start attacking them, that would be ideal at this point. Huh. I honestly don't know how we did that much damage to the head with lasers and missiles, but... Oh, there's the historic Thunderbolt ammo rack. When we do the Thunderbolt, we'll talk about that because um, the ammo racks are legendary on Thunderbolts in both games, not just this one, but in MechWarrior 5 as well. It's a thing. It's a thing you get to see, folks. They're like Roman candles. Since we're doing all right with our armor, I really don't want to get into fisticuffs just yet. I also have the heat, so better to encircle them and make them guess where we're gonna go next. Decent shooting from our commander for once. We're kind of getting somewhere with our training though, so we'll see. That's the LRM-5 from the Grasshopper. That's all it's got. It's got a LRM-5 on its head, which is, if that's not the silliest thing you've ever heard of, I don't know what is. What I'm tempted to do is have someone attack. I think we'll do it with the Centurion. Because its range is starting to be a problem anyway. In fact, I think we'll turn our LRMs off. I just got done, I think, even in the same video saying don't save your LRMs, right? So everyone laugh. Big hypocrite. But we want to be able to catch that grasshopper with our LRMs if we need to. Alpha Strike. Probably going to see another Alpha Strike out of the crab, I expect. We're just going to wait, though, for that move. Had to step back a little bit for it. He must be standing in the mud because he's not taking any stability. Okay. Time to take the pressure off glitch. What we're gonna do is we're gonna jump down here. Leg damage imminent, she said. Not like him. Alright. Should be just a little bit more room. Can she not see him? Alright. I think it's because there's a mech in the way. Fair enough, I guess. Give him everything. Alarm 5, no. Alright, let's give Glitch a chance to move. It doesn't even really matter. In that case, I think we'll probably go for this kill shot. Hopefully Decker has what it takes. It sure looks like it though. That sure looks like they're gonna die. Yeah. I didn't need to do the Alpha Strike. Comments, I know. Good that the Kintaro is getting shot at. Stacking that one evasion didn't really matter, but we're gonna shooty into booty, so. Hooah! Boy, knocked that entire arm off. That's devastating to a crab because they need those. All right, I'm gonna give you some room. We might get our kill shot here. Doesn't seem likely, but we might. She shoots wide. She did that the last time I asked for Alpha Strike on the rear. Not quite a kill shot, but we're gonna have the initiative, and we'll have our scout just punch him. Free headshots going around. Hooah! Okay. Go ahead and push up. Ooh, she saw him. Okay. Come to us, baby. Alright. We are back in combat. Oh, whoops. That was about to be a mistakey. I guess we'll just jump right back down. Mostly because terrain doesn't offer us much of an advantage here. I guess we'll just start stacking damage. Grasshopper's pristine. Very fancy. Somehow, I've got this feeling like they're gonna just try and run Glitch down. Okay. Still got some missiles left. There's a direct shot. He's braced, which is why he doesn't take very much stability damage. Just hop down to... Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't you shoot at the Centurion? But we'll see. No. Once Commander Booty, that spy does. What a bizarre tactical play. Does not look like we're getting this knockdown though. I know for a fact he's going to turn and run, so this is why I'm doing this like this, in case you're wondering. Saving those rockets, not firing my large lasers, stuff like that. You, on the other hand, can keep advancing and can keep wasting rockets. We're maxed out on resolve, so I guess we'll just do a headshot. Again, we'd like to think that we're gonna salvage this thing, but we're probably kidding ourselves. Mostly because when they turn and run, it just becomes a kill it with fire kind of moment. Let's jump up here. Want to be a little bit careful, mostly because grasshoppers and melee attacks go well together. It doesn't matter so much for this one, but something to consider. We're just going to keep letting her shed heat more than do big damage, because again, we're waiting for that moment where he or she or they all decide to book it and get the heck out of Doge. Let's just do one more jump with the Vindicator. Just to push that instability a little bit. We might go for the knockdown. A direct line of sight. We could fire the medium lasers if we want to. We're not going to, but we could. Because the idea is not to do too much damage. The idea is to knock him down. One more shot. Let's turn the AC5 off and turn the LRM-10 on. So we're going to wait for him to get back up, and then we're going to destroy that torso. Going for his melee swing? No? Shooting at the Kintaro now. This is one of those weird times where we actually need our guns. Is it though? Because we'll still get instability and we could knock him down again, theoretically. It's on the healthy side of the mech too. No, we'll do this. Hit butt. Oh my god, his denial zone is right here. It's right here. What are we supposed to do? Good thing we saved Behemoth's Alpha Strike. Almost forgot to turn everything back on there. That would have been very silly. Got another head hit in there. Come on. What are we looking at here? Probably just gonna precision now. It's like, this is the shot we get. I think just the punch will knock him down. It's now or never. No, it did not kill him. He did not make the denial zone. Okay, we get another shot at it. I figured, like, it's a grasshopper. It's just like, whoop. But I'm not going to tell this guy how to pilot that thing. Let's go ahead and give him another punch. Looks like something like that. But that was all center torso. That's really annoying. Better than letting him escape, though. So we're going to try and risk it for the biscuit and get the salvage. No. Oh well. Okay. Well, we did it. Got one of everything, which is not what we like to see, folks, but it's not the end of the world. Looks like we're finishing this Wolverine. That's a nice SRM6. That one is legit. I guess we can pray that we get it, because we need mechs right now. Now it comes down to the Thunderbolt or the Grasshopper. Probably going to take the Grasshopper this time around. Just because it's a little bit heavier and more jump capable. I'm kind of full of crap because they mount the same amount of jump jets in this game. Thunderbolt, a slightly more versatile mech than the Grasshopper. Let's see what happens. Got a chunk of the crab as well, and we got that nice SRM6, so that's exciting. Okay. Probably going to really it will fill a similar role to the Centurion. We could cycle out the Centurion. Haven't used the Blackjack in a long time. It's kind of done its tour of duty. So let's go ahead and send the Blackjack to storage. Just needs a little work. And let's look at the refit on this bad boy. So one SRM6 but 2 tons of SRM ammo doesn't make a lot of sense already. It can mount jump jets. Wolverine typically has jump jets. This one has the large laser instead of the autocannon 5, which means we might turn this bad boy into our new scout mech. Mostly because the autocannons are still alright for that. Biggest thing about the autocannon being on a scout mech that's nice is that you can put a little bit of that instability into your opponent, either at the beginning or at the end of the turn. And that's typically when your scout moves or makes its play at the beginning or at the end of the turn. Pretty decent profile. Yeah, see, its melee damage is pretty poor. I was just looking at this profile for its support weapons, which is alright. It even has a small laser mounted on it, which we're going to merrily take off of there, I think, for this. So let's just do this stuff. Because the question is, what do we want in a scout mech if we were going to make it a scout mech? That's probably alright. Obviously we need jump jets. There's 5, just like our Shadowhawk. We've got a large laser, and now we've got 5 tons for weapons, and we're not even maxed out on armor. Like if we max armor, it's down to 3 tons, which to me says something like lasers and heat sinks, and maybe not missiles. Because that's pretty much tonnage right there. I admit, I don't really like it. I like in this game, I like I think it's the other Wolverine variant better than this one. The one that does mount that autocannon. Not the biggest fan of the Wolverine in general. It's still got a lot of heat efficiency, it says. And I guess that's not a surprise because what are you going to be doing? Cycling the large laser until you're at range and then cycling all 3. Then you're probably stacking up heat. But I can't really justify sticking like an SRM2 on this thing. It needs the SRM6. Or another option, you can forego the large laser altogether and let your long range activity be done by an LRM. LRMs on scout mechs, not unheard of. You do have the Locust M. We talked about it a little bit before. There's this very decent LRM or SRM6. This this build, what we're looking at here, is much more akin to a Vindicator replacement than anything. 3 medium lasers and an SRM6. The only thing that it's got going, because it would deal less damage than the Vindicator, the only thing that it's got going for it is this massive survivability and heat management system we're building here, which might be good enough. I might decide that that's not the worst thing ever. Because that's pretty much at tonnage there. The only other thing we could do is we could shed 1 jump jet, you can see here, and put on another heatsink. Which isn't the worst thing ever. Like obviously it both increases and decreases your capacity to jump. You can't jump as far, but you have better heat sinking, which means jumping more often. So, and like with this, with 3 lasers and an SRM6, you're pretty much gonna want to be firing all the time. There we go. I gotta admit that's looking pretty solid. Pretty close to what we want out of this. So let's just build that and we'll see if the Vindicator goes obsolete somehow. How long does it take? Only 13 days for a full refit on a mech instead of whatever it is in MechWarrior 5. All the days. We've got a full lance. We can go back into combat later. Not this episode, but later. And then I don't know how we came out on the MRB yet. 140. We've still got quite a ways to go. But it would be nice to pick up one of these fancy pansies. Let's just look at who we've got. Dustraker is a Kickstarter. And a Draconis Combine member. Not a fan of the Draconis Combine. Has almost nothing to do with this game, but let's see. Blood. Ooh, he was an infantryman. I have complicated opinions on the infantry, but if there's one word that applies to infantrymen, it's brave. Interesting. The Draconis Combine sucks, so this is good character development. I agree. Looks like he's going to be forced out. Well, it's not too bad. Mercenary recruit, pirate crew, pirate mech warrior, pirate. Oregon nobility, officer training school, infantry lieutenant, and mech warrior. Both those guys live up to their rep. Let's look at Hellion. Merrick 4, I mean, that's okay. Independent trader, corporate manager. Not too bad. It's another scout, which we've got 2 already. We really don't need him. Comstar Acolyte. It's cool to see. And a Regan Commoner. Still kinda a mixed bag on pilots. This is a great profile here. Either of these guys would work. I guess we'll stick around and see if we can hit MRB 200, and if we can't, who cares? We did our housekeeping. We already hit up the store, I'm pretty sure. I don't think there's... Oh yeah, there's this chunk of quick draw. That's the only mech that we're actually building right now. It would be nice to finish the Jaeger mech, because this is when you want to use it, like, where its tonnage and armament are an advantage and not a disadvantage, because when it's it doesn't really box well in its own weight class. It's good at zeroing babies and dunking on kids. That's what it's for. Okay. Might poke around. Oh, we actually got a lot of low skill stuff that we might use to boost our reputation while we're here. A battle. Great. They're both tundra and polar. This is good stuff to see. And then here we have a lot of battles. We can probably finish off destroying the base. So we'll do all of this stuff eventually, and we'll see if it finally nails down that MRB rating. But for right now, I appreciate you guys watching, and tune in next time. The continued adventures of Teehashee and the Outworld Alliance.